How can a single $500 drone neutralize $500 million in military assets? Russia's Southern Front discovered the answer in a devastatingly swift operation. In just 94 seconds, a meticulously planned Ukrainian strike annihilated 2 million pounds of ammunition. It eliminated 6 elite Russian infantrymen, effectively dismantling Moscow's strategic ambitions just days before a crucial international peace summit. This is the detailed account of how intelligence, precision, and ingenuity converged to execute one of the most impactful operations of the war. At 4 AM local time, the operation began. The target was the Malipole depot, a vital logistics hub for Russia's military activities in southern Ukraine. This warehouse was more than just a storage facility. It was the primary logistical artery for the Southern Front, supplying up to 50% of all small arms, artillery shells, and rockets for the Zaporizhzhia corridor and Crimea. Ukrainian intelligence revealed that this massive stockpile was not for routine resupply. Moscow was gathering this ammunition for a major offensive intended to break through Ukrainian lines. The attack was timed to occur just before a two-nation peace summit, giving Russia a significant advantage in negotiations. The loss of the Malipole depot would mean crippling the firepower and operational capacity of thousands of Russian troops. Confident in its security, Russia had heavily fortified the depot. The facility was protected by layers of sophisticated air defenses, including the multi-million-dollar Pantsir S-1 surface-to-air missile system and rapid-firing Zu-23-2 anti-aircraft guns. For electronic warfare, the Borisoglepsk 2 system was deployed, specifically designed to detect and jam enemy drones. Moscow believed this strategic nerve center was untouchable. However, Russia's leadership did not account for Ukraine's strategy, which relied not on overwhelming force, but on surgical precision and clever planning. The instrument that ultimately defeated this fortress was a small, commercially available FPV drone, likely a hybrid 3D Tech Reboth model, costing only $500. This successful strike was not merely a matter of luck. The operation was the result of a 12-day intelligence and planning effort led by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, GUR. The operation started with extensive reconnaissance. High-resolution satellite imagery from Maxar provided detailed overhead views of the depot. At the same time, this was supplemented by a Leleka 100 unmanned aerial vehicle, which flew at 6,500 feet to conduct signals intelligence, SIGINT. The drone mapped the electronic emissions from Russian air defense and electronic warfare systems, providing a clear picture of the depot's protective bubble. On the ground, local partisan networks supplied critical human intelligence, HUMINT, monitoring vehicle movements and confirming the contents of the stockpile. Their reports verified the presence of approximately 2 million pounds of ammunition designated for the upcoming Russian offensive. The Russian command, confident in its layered defenses, considered the Malipole depot secure. The facility was protected by a multi-million-dollar Pantsir S-1, SA-22 Greyhound, surface-to-air missile system, designed to engage a wide range of aerial threats, from aircraft to guided munitions. For close-in defense, the site was equipped with rapid-firing Zu-23-2 anti-aircraft guns. To counter the increasing threat of drones, a Borisoglepsk 2 multifunctional electronic warfare EW system was also deployed. This advanced platform was designed to detect and jam the command and control links of enemy drones, creating an electronic shield around the facility. Moscow's military leadership believed this combination of kinetic and electronic defenses made the strategic depot virtually untouchable. With a thorough understanding of the target, Ukrainian planners launched a calculated deception campaign. They broadcasted fabricated radio communications on frequencies known to be monitored by Russian intelligence. These transmissions suggested preparations for a major Ukrainian ground assault near Kherson, about 100 miles west of Malipole. As anticipated, Moscow took the bait. Elite units, including a team of 6 naval infantrymen and the specialized Akhmat Vostok UAV squad, were repositioned to Malipole, which was considered a secure rear location. An initial Ukrainian attempt to monitor a target truck using Russian CCTV systems failed due to cyber defenses. Without hesitation, the team switched to their backup plan using a Starlink uplink to receive real-time coordinates from partisans stationed just 2 miles from the depot. The Ryboth drone was launched, carrying a 10-pound warhead. To ensure a secure, unjammable link, it unspooling a fiber optic tether as it flew. During its approach, a sudden 20-mph crosswind challenged the mission. Operators in Kyiv had to recalibrate the AI guidance system on the fly. The drone's 4 rotors made thousands of micro-adjustments per second, while the human pilot manually compensated for the wind's lateral drift to maintain a direct course. For approximately 30 seconds, the operation's success depended on the perfect synchronization of human skill, AI assistance, and unpredictable environmental factors. Next, Phase 2 began. Distraction. Ukraine launched $5,200 decoy drones, reported several miles from the depot. These were programmed to broadcast electronic signatures that mimicked a much larger drone swarm. The Russian Pantsir S-1 system immediately engaged the fake targets, firing 57 E-6 missiles, each costing $60,000. In total, Moscow spent $360,000 to counter a handful of simple decoys. While Russia's advanced air defenses were busy with the decoys, the Ryboth drone flew undetected at a low altitude of just 130 feet. The Borisoglepsk 2 electronic warfare system detected the drone's optical signature, but was powerless to jam its fiber optic control link. The operator then switched the drone to fully dark mode, cutting its radio frequency link and relying entirely on the physical cable. Despite the persistent 20 mph wind gusts, the operator stabilized the drone and waited for the final confirmation from the partisan team. The Russian units were distracted and unaware of the approaching threat. The target area was clear. Through the Ryboth's 1080p fiber optic feed, the operator watched the target truck carrying the 6 Marines and the Akhmat Vostok team as it approached the depot. The truck stopped exactly where intelligence had predicted, right in front of the warehouse doors. At this critical moment, Russian air defense systems remained focused on the decoys, completely oblivious to the real danger hovering directly above. Suddenly, new complications emerged. A Russian FPV patrol drone detected the Ryboth's thermal signature 2 miles from the target, prompting the Borisoglepsk 2 to intensify its jamming efforts. The Ryboth's thin fiber optic cable snagged on a power pole, putting the mission in jeopardy. To make matters worse, a nearby Grad rocket, fired by a panicked Russian crew, exploded, and its shockwave further destabilized the drone's already compromised cable. The Ukrainian operator responded instantly, using the snagged cable as a pivot point to maneuver the drone behind a warehouse, breaking the enemy's line of sight. Simultaneously, a command sent via Starlink instructed the partisan team to illuminate a secondary decoy with a laser designator, successfully drawing the Russian patrol drone away from the area. With control re-established, the operator maintained a hard lock on the target truck. As the Russian patrol closed in to within 500 feet, and with the fiber optic cable stretched to its limit, the operator committed to the final attack run. The drone accelerated to 37 miles per hour, using a ruined building as cover to remain concealed. The partisans confirmed that all Russian units in the vicinity were still focused on the decoys, leaving the depot and the target truck completely exposed. The final sequence unfolded with calculated precision. The Ryboth drone slammed into the truck's engine block, triggering the detonation. Its 10-pound shaped charge ignited the vehicle's fuel tank, which in turn set off the 2 million pounds of ammunition inside the depot. The result was a catastrophic explosion, releasing an instantaneous wave of thermal and kinetic energy. A powerful blast and intense heat were reported. Exact overpressure, Temperature and crater depth are unconfirmed. Secondary explosions from Grad rockets continued for 3 minutes, causing widespread destruction. By the time Russian emergency services arrived, the depot was a total loss. The facility, which was meant to be the backbone of a major offensive, had been completely neutralized. Strategically, the operation severed a critical logistics corridor between Crimea and Zaporizhzhia, disrupting the supply chain for an estimated 10,000 troops. Financially, a $500 drone had eliminated a $500 million asset, a 1 million to 1 return on investment. The attack removed 3 weeks' worth of critical ammunition, forcing a fundamental change in Russian operational plans and giving Ukraine a decisive tactical and psychological advantage. The success of this operation offers several key insights into modern warfare. It demonstrates the power of integrating human intelligence from local partisans, commercial satellite and drone reconnaissance, electronic warfare deception, and AI-assisted drone control. Ukraine's flexible strategy, with contingencies for every potential failure, allowed it to overcome formidable defenses. Every step, from intelligence gathering to the final strike, was planned with redundancy and adaptability. For military analysts, this strike is a case study in how low-cost, high-impact systems, combined with real-time human oversight, are changing the calculus of war. It proves that even heavily fortified, multi-layered defense installations can be vulnerable to integrated intelligence, electronic misdirection, and innovative drone deployment. The operation also highlights the effectiveness of perception management. By simulating a major attack elsewhere, Ukraine lured elite Russian units into a trap, proving the value of coordinated electronic and physical deception. In conclusion, the Malipole depot strike serves as a textbook example of how a smaller, more agile force can achieve disproportionate results against a conventionally superior adversary.